What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Raw Real Podcast. We are your hosts. With me, as always, is Coach Tony T.
Raw Real.
And I'm Shane the Paint, and we came to entertain.
Nobody calls you that.
All
Nobody
right.
calls you that.
Nobody calls me
They're
that.
just because you got a handle now. That's Shane the Pain. Now I'm going to have to stop saying that. Is
Well,
that what's going to happen?
Look, the reality is, Tony, is that one of our followers, who is a friend of mine from childhood, and we went to elementary school together, did affirm that this is what she used to call me in elementary school. So somebody did call me that, ladies.
Because you caused her pain and headaches.
I
That's
caused
why.
her pain and headaches. But moving on to the first topic of the evening, which is what's trending. And Tony, I don't know if you've seen some of these environmental activists, but I think they're getting a little crazy now. So in the UK, we've got these environmental activists who decided to, for a lack of a better term, plaster their hands in epoxy into the concrete of the street. Now, when rescue workers came to alleviate these people or these victims from their ailments, some of them were sustaining some very serious injury. But Tony, the question I want to ask you, do you think these activists are going a little too far with their, raising awareness and throwing paint on pictures and priceless pieces of art, or throwing paint on a building? What are your thoughts about how they're acting?
Look, I can understand both ways. One of the things I will say is that usually when you're an activist, it's all about peace and love, right?
Yes.
Am I correct or am I wrong? Look, I'm not an activist per se, but generally it's all about peace and love. So when you're committing crimes such as vandalism, that's against peace and love. At the same token, I could understand maybe when they're throwing paint on, what you're saying is high-level artists, whatever you want to say it. Look, I could understand that there's an elite to that. There's elitists, and there's the elite that all buy that painting and whatnot, so maybe they want to go against it. However, I don't know if vandalism is the way. You're there to show peace and love to the human race, and now you're vandalizing something that someone has created. They put their work into it, and look, they got paid money for it. You think it's wrong that they get paid money for that painting for whatever reason you believe? Somebody did work for that.
But I mean, should your activism come at the cost of losing your hand? I believe one of the gentlemen was in serious danger of having his hand amputated. So, that again, I'm going to ask the question: are you going a little too far when your appendages are at stake?
Look, the clear answer is yes. You've gone too far when you have to think about amputating your hand or arm, whatever it may be, any body part. Vandalizing, it's not really the way to go. Violence is not the way to go. Violence, vandalism, it's not the way to go. Screaming at somebody is not the way to go. If you want change, you have to do things in your life, and a lot of people need to do that at the same time as well to create change, petitions, whatever it may be, protests that do not include
Violence
or looting and whatnot. But yeah, losing your hand for this, you should think about the things you do before you do them. Look, we tell this to children, as adults too, we should follow this.
I absolutely agree 1,000%. And I'm going to just leave off this segment by saying that if you really want to raise awareness, I think talking and connecting with the people is the best way to do so. So I would think that beefing up your education on the matter is more important than gluing your hand to concrete and risking potentially losing your hand. All right, moving on to the next subject, which is the therapy session of our show, and it's pet peeves. What peeves me off? And Tony, I think I've got a pretty good one today. And I'm sure most of our audience has experienced this at one point or another in their life. But people who don't say thank you after you've held the door open for them.
Ooh.
Oh, my God.
Yo, did you know this? This is one of my biggest pet peeves.
It is the biggest pet peeve.
There also should be a discussion as to how far somebody should be to the door for you to hold it.
Right.
I sometimes wait too long for those. But for those, I get a thank you. Shane, one time, this young kid, he's on his phone. I opened the door. He just walks in while he's on the phone. No thank you, no nothing, not even looking up.
How entitled.
Oh, man, it was crazy with his AirPods, that mommy daddy bought for him.
Nothing else is going on in this world.
He just walks
Tony
in.
is the doorman for a shopping mall.
And he was being rude to the guy at the counter as well. And it was like, man, it's different these days. Anybody that is older than me generally says thank you. And if they don't, I just say, you're welcome. I don't get a thank you. You're welcome.
But let's be real, guys. This is the Raw Real podcast. Do you not feel the urge to sometimes grab them by the back of their shirt, pull them back in, close the door, and let them open it up for themselves? I mean, I'm sure you've seen those videos online, right? Where the guy grabs the person, pulls them right back in, closes the door, and says, you do it yourself.
I haven't seen it. I should see it.
Yeah.
But honestly, the first thing I think about is just smacking him back of the head. Since it's already there.
I mean, what is
just
wrong with you
be a
that
human,
you don't
man.
know how to say thank you when someone is doing a polite gesture like holding the door open? Do you honestly believe that it's your birthright to have random people just hold the door open? I think you need a lesson in etiquette.
100%. Case in point, if you're not saying thank you after someone opens the door for you, where are you going?
You're going to hell.
Straight to hell.
You're going to hell.
Straight to hell.
You're going to hell. Ladies and gentlemen, let us know in the comments what you think. If opening the door and not receiving a thank you peeves you off, we really want to know.
You know what else we can do with the people who don't say thank you? We'll get them at the edge of the earth because it's flat, and we'll throw them off. Yeah? All right.
Damn them all. All right, moving on to our next topic. It's the great debate, Tony. And this one's a bit controversial, ladies and gentlemen, but we are all about having open discussion. So, Tony, I don't know if you've heard the news recently, but Miss Netherlands is a transgender woman. And so it begs the question, should transgender women be allowed to participate in women's sports and beauty pageants?
Look, I'm all about inclusivity and all that, but when it starts affecting the fairness, the fair play of a sport, then it becomes a problem, right? Now, I can see all of the kids at my daughter's age. Obviously, they're younger, they're 6, but the boys, some of them, they're already stronger, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody at my son's age, the girls that are at the same age, they don't have the same athleticism as my son, and vice versa for my daughter. And it's all about fair play, right?
Mm-hmm.
At a certain age, boys, they grow just a bit different. You see it from this is fact, guys. I'm not trying to offend the women, but
it's science.
100-meter race, who has the record? It's a man, right?
Mm-hmm.
Swimming distance, who is it? A man. Leah Thomas, 400 something ranked as a man?
Yep.
Man in NCAA, guys.
Correct.
400, not in the world. NCAA, okay, which has 160 schools or whatever, goes to the women's number 1. Let's be real, guys. It's not fair. As for the beauty pageant, I have a feeling that was just something like a
political push.
A political push,
Yeah.
yes.
I think this whole narrative is taking away from the women's rights movement. I think that women fought very, very hard for the rights that they have today. And I think that this narrative is kind of making a mockery of it, because women deserve an equal space in this world. They deserve equal opportunities, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't know. I may change my mind in the future, but today I just don't feel like it's very fair for the women who are working so very hard. And I've seen left-wing media say, Serena Williams could probably compete in the men's tournament. And Serena Williams came out and said, I'd get my ass kicked by the guy who's, ranked 200th in the world. So, it's a very touchy subject, but we want your opinion. We'd like to know your thoughts. Do you believe that transgender women have a place in women's sports and in women's beauty pageants? Let us know in the comments below. All right, Tony, moving on to the very last topic. It is conspiracy talk. And ladies and gentlemen, today we're talking about the Mandela effect. Tony, have you heard about this before?
Yes, I have. And it's pretty weird because I don't think I've noticed, but there's some things, like the Wizard of Oz, I can almost, look, I have to check up on the Mandela effects, because now it's all messed up, because certain things that you are confident you've seen is different. And I find that to be BS.
So I've got a couple examples for you,
Please,
Tony. I'm going to
shoot it
run
out.
them by you. And ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to give us an answer in the comment section below as well. First example, Tony, we've all played Monopoly. You've played Monopoly.
Yes.
All right. Does the Monopoly man have a monocle or not?
They say he didn't, which
Well,
is BS.
Apparently he doesn't. But I
Now
remember
he
him
doesn't.
having a monocle.
Now he doesn't, right? And I have a feeling they've changed it. And because unless somebody has the box from 1970s, we're not going to get that answer, right?
Well, I'm going to mention something at the end that will bring light to that, all right, ladies
Okay.
and gentlemen. Here's the second example, Looney Tunes. Now, was Looney Tunes spelled Looneytunes, or is it spelled Looneytons?
Honestly, when I looked at that, I don't remember that.
Okay.
I don't remember that. So I'll give them the benefit of the doubt
All right.
of the tunes.
all right. Next
Are you
one.
going with the hot dog?
No, not going with the
Okay,
Oscar
okay.
Mayer. Skechers, the shoes.
It's without a T, right? But it was before with a T?
I remember it with a T, but they're saying there's no T. The T never existed. It was never there. Another example, Fruit Loops. How did they spell fruit in Fruit Loops?
I have a feeling that I don't remember seeing 4 cereals on the box
Right.
when they were younger, but apparently it was.
I remember fruit being spelled Fruit,
UIT.
but apparently we've been wrong this whole time. It's Froot, which is grammatically incorrect, by the way. The next one, Fruit of the Loom. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the underwear garment company. Does it have a cornucopia behind the fruit or not?
Yo, that I know it has it. I know it has it. No, I remember the underwear. I had it.
Nope.
It had it.
Never
They're
existed.
lying. They're
It
lying.
didn't happen.
They're lying. I don't know why they would lie. It's an agenda they're pushing on us. They're lying. I remember there was something brown in the background.
I remember it too, but they're telling us we're wrong. The very last one, Tony, and I won't hold this past you if you're not a Star Wars fan. But when Luke encounters Darth Vader, does Darth Vader say, Luke, I am your father? Or, no, I am your father?
No, man, he says, Luke, I am your father. No, it's wrong. You think it's Luke? How do you remember?
I always thought it was Luke.
It is Luke.
But now
then.
when I
It
go
is-
back and I
it
watch
is
the
Luke,
movie,
dude.
it says, no, I am your father.
No, they changed that, man. They changed that.
Now,
Who
here-
has an old copy of VHS?
Here's the thing. Here's the caveat to the conspiracy, ladies and gentlemen. Apparently, if you have a BlackBerry smartphone predating 1998, you can take your camera and put it over the Monopoly box that doesn't have a monocle, and mysteriously the monocle will appear in the BlackBerry screen. Now, there's a lot of speculation as to why this is happening. Some say that we're living in an alternate universe as a result of the CERN collider and busting particles. But I've seen actual video. Now, whether that video's been doctrined or not, I have no idea. But I've seen video of a guy taking his BlackBerry, putting it over the Monopoly box, and you clearly see a monocle, but when he takes the phone off, the monocle disappears.
I am sure that's all. That's all video special effects.
Well,
can I give you another one?
Yes.
This one was really something that bothers me because I've seen the movie and the movie Shazam.
Okay.
They say
Yes.
the movie Shazam was never a movie that is BS, right?
Sinbad.
Sinbad.
Sinbad
the
was
Sinbad
a genie, and even Sinbad has come out and said that he has never played a genie in a movie called Shazam.
He's lying.
He's lying.
He's lying.
He got paid. We all know it. We saw it. I remember the movie.
Yo, it's wild. It's
No.
insane, man. That was one of my favorite movies. Now we're saying it didn't exist. Somebody is playing
Games.
with the population. Look, man.
And it needs to stop. It needs to stop. But ladies and gentlemen, leave us a comment in the comment section. And remember, we don't know what we don't know.
And please, if you have any of these things we spoke about, if you have an old packaging of it to prove us wrong or right, please let us know. Put the pictures.
We
do a
want to know.
repost,
We
a
want to
duet,
see the
whatever.
evidence. We want to see it, and we're going to talk about it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's our show for this evening. Thank you so much for joining. If you like what we do, make sure to like, subscribe, and follow, and share it with your friends and family. Thank you very much, Tony. What are we singing today?
Making my way downtown, walking past, and I'm homebound.
I give up.
And I miss you.